Mika Fabs.
And I'm Xcandrel.
And we are back for another Wild Rift region breakdown for you guys. We had a blast this year watching teams from around the world develop their playstyles and hone their strategies in Wild Rift's Year 0. Now we're digging into what's to come in Wild Rift's Year 1.
And in this episode, we're focusing on key players and top plays from 3 of the teams that competed in the Horizon Cup.
Representing the Europe, Middle East, and Africa region at the Horizon Cup was Team Queso. Specializing in late-game team fights and objective control, we expected to see a careful and reserved early game while they scaled into their comfort zone. What we actually saw while watching Team Queso's matches was their Baron laner Acolyte making play after play after play.
This guy was an absolute monster throughout the tournament, especially on his Darius. In their first matchup versus Ebro Gaming, after a near solo kill on Ebro's star player Heish, he follows it up with a 2v1 outplay solo kill on their jungler instead. And if that 2v1 wasn't impressive enough, how about a 2v1 where he actually kills both Ebro members? The amount of pressure this guy can generate in the Baron lane was some of the best in the tournament.
And as much as I love Team Secret, Acolyte had a fantastic solo kill onto the god of assassins himself, Tatsuri, despite being down 1,300 gold at 5 minutes. He also managed to trade kills with Tatsuri later in the game despite a 3,000 gold deficit, securing Team Queso the dragon.
It wasn't just his solo plays either. Acolyte outplaying 2v1 was what gave them the lead in Game 1 versus Sengoku Gaming. We also saw him run through Ebro Gaming in teamfights as well, often soloing their entire team.
While Team Queso's overall result at the Horizon Cup was not what they hoped, watching the actual games gives a very different story. Team Queso in all 8 games managed to secure at least 1 dragon, showing that their objective setup is good enough to work against the best international opponents. They also were ahead in gold after 10 minutes in both games versus Sengoku, while in many of their losses, the gold remained close throughout the mid-game.
Team Queso has proven that Europe's style can work on an international stage versus the best of the best. And with the experience from the Horizon Cup they'll be taking home to Europe, we can expect that those flaws will be fixed sooner rather than later. However, the other strong teams in the region, like RixGG, Unicorns of Love, and Gamelord, now have plenty of examples about how to take down Team Queso. If Queso can manage to close out their winning games, or maybe if Acolyte can get a few more solo kills, we might be looking at a very scary region for Wild Rift Esports in the near future.
TSM entered the Horizon Cup through Brazil's qualifier in one of the best Wild Rift series we have ever seen. By beating their nemesis So Agradece in a 7-game best-of-7 series, their tenacity earned them the honor of representing Brazil on the international stage.
While it's always fun to watch a super fed damage dealer carry a fight, it's even more amazing when a player can have that type of impact without the gold. And for TSM, that was their support player Carlito on his Galio.
Carlito's Galio pick made the champion look absolutely broken. By rushing Deadman's Plate, Carlito used the movement speed to rotate fast and engage fearlessly at every opportunity. In their series versus Tribe, he even combined it with the Glorious Enchant to dive the inhibitor turret and give starting his first death of the game.
Carlito didn't just have the movement speed though, he also had the mechanics to back it up. He basically single-handedly killed Rolsterwise Salem with a perfect flash engage, setting them up for a strong early game in their eventual win versus the Korean powerhouse.
But enough about his offense, let me tell you about his defense. Carlito completely countered Tribe Gaming's engage-style composition in Game 1 of their series with great positioning and perfect ultimates. Carlito would stay near his team but far away enough where he couldn't get CC'd, and whenever Tribe would pull the trigger, he would counter it perfectly with a well-timed ultimate, following it up with that CC right after.
And if that wasn't enough, we got to see other great ultimate uses as well. His series versus Rolster Y, he used it to split up the enemy for an easy tower dive.
Carlito's mastery of Galio embodied Brazil's fighting spirit, willing and able to throw down in every situation. And even though TSM returned to Brazil empty-handed, Carlito's Galio left a huge impression on the international meta. When Brazil returns to the international stage, whether in the hands of TSM or So Agradece or maybe a new up-and-comer, what else will they be able to show to the world?
From North America at the Horizon Cup, we saw Tribe Gaming NA. And whilst Tribe Gaming ran through the entirety of North America with ease, they didn't find the same results on the international stage.
It was a disappointing result for NA, but they did win some games and found some success, specifically in their Dragon Lane. Both the Dragon Laner Old School and the support Max Green had some phenomenal plays throughout the tournament.
Old School almost single-handedly beat TSM in game 1 of their series, whilst Max Green found some fantastic engages on his support in play after play.
It's one thing in a MOBA to have great individual plays, but being able to make those plays in perfect sync with teammates is what takes you to the next level, and that's where Tribe Gaming really shined.
With impeccable synergy, they challenged their opponents with strong bot lanes like Lucian Braum or Zaya Rakan. We saw them counter a dive from Southeast Asia's first team, SBTC, by chain CCing and killing TF before we could even escape.
Old School and Max Green have years of experience as a dual lane in past MOBA titles, and you can really see the trust they have to back up each other's plays.
While North America is undoubtedly let down by the results of the Horizon Cup, Tribe Gaming left their mark on their opponents by showing them what strong coordination in the Dragon Lane can do. Their bond is what they use to transcend the huge NA orgs like Immortals, Sentinels, and even Cloud9. And if Tribe Gaming can take that dual lane synergy and turn it into team synergy, we might be seeing Tribe Gaming dominate other regions like they dominated NA.
So which of these teams is best poised to improve their standing internationally in 2022 and why? Let us know your hot takes in the comments and come back for even more episodes of Wild Rift Region Breakdown.